Hi, and welcome to CryptoBiography. I'm your host, Brandon Starr. This is episode 425 of CryptoBiography, and it is a whole story unto itself. This is a one-parter called A Good Day. The plane landed in the Bahamas. It was just another tube full of tourists coming to spend a few days or weeks soaking up the sun and forgetting their workaday lives. Except for one person. She had a suite booked and made straight for it. The place had been cleaned, but it had been only a few hours since the last person who had rented the room had vacated. She knew who it was. It was one of her helpers, and he had left some items behind, hidden, for her to use. She prepared them. The next day, the banquet was being readied. The woman was in a black polyester pantsuit, helping to prepare the banquet, in part. It took hours. She had it planned ahead of time, and she knew what she needed to do. When she was done, the dining area was prepped exquisitely. She had a lot of money. She had moved among these people before, and she knew what they liked. When she was done, she left. She barely had to change. She kept the same pantsuit, but added some belts and a hood and changed her shoes to boots. Then she climbed a tree, very carefully, almost 200 meters from the room where the banquet was going to occur. She made herself as comfortable as one can be in the boughs of a tree, having found a spot where several branches were close together, and she could sit without moving for hours if need be. And that had a small gap in the leaves, so she could see the windows into the banquet room. An hour later, people started entering the room. Not really just people. This group was a lot of old, white men. No wives, no girlfriends. If she knew anything about these people, and she knew too much, no family would be coming to this particular resort. No, though there were a lot of children of every type and color in the hotel. When they all seemed to be seated, she brought out her binoculars. She confirmed that the men she was expecting were there. She knew they would keep their business short. They all had rooms to get to, with unspeakable things to do there. Yes, the ones she expected were there. Also, the servers had been sent away while the business was being discussed. She brought out a phone and pushed some buttons. She could barely hear it. It was a fire alarm. This would give the servants time to escape. The men in the room all stood up, apparently trying to determine if the fire alarm was real or a prank. She couldn't wait any longer. She pressed another couple of buttons. The entire room erupted in a fiery explosion. There could be, no survivors. There would be a thorough investigation, probably led by an international team of experts. That was why she had made sure the parts were either created by, or sourced through, some of the most horrible groups of people in the world. The investigators would be led to criminal gangs and international oligarchs and weapons dealers. This wasn't the end of the world oligarchs, but it was a nice chunk taken out of them. She carefully climbed out of the tree. Even if the investigators found her little perch, she did not leave any traces that could lead to her. She would be back in her room in a short time. After that, she would check out, her alias being another dead end, even if someone managed to track her. She would not be leaving by plane, but by ship, her ship, which she had arriving at the port even now. It was a good day. Very short, but that is the entirety of the story, and I didn't make it clear at the beginning, but this is part of the Situational Awareness series of stories, or continuity if you prefer. And yeah, I've always enjoyed writing these. They tend to be pretty brief, but I've been enjoying them a lot. So yeah, this is what we wrote this week. Next week I will probably be out on Sunday. I will instead do a compilation of some sort, one of my previous stories. I'll make a compilation episode. But I'll be trying to do some writing even when I'm away, and then I'll be back shortly after that, and then we'll get some more writing going. Thank you for coming. If you have any comments or questions, CryptoBiography.com or hit us up on Facebook or Blue Sky. And thanks for listening. Words and Music copyright 2025, Brandon Starr, all rights reserved. Characters and events are fictional, fictionalized, or satirical.